friends, it's Darlene the Travel Bug, and today I'd like to show you some tips and tricks on how to avoid losing your luggage at the airport on your next flight. So if you want to make sure that you have your luggage at your final destination, stick around and I'll show you how. So my first tip is to make sure you get to the airport early, but not too early. And on an international flight, you want to get there at about 3 hours before your flight. And if you get there before that and check your bag, there is a good chance that your bag will be set to the side because it's too early for them to start loading the luggage on carts. So they'll set it aside and there's a possibility they could forget about that luggage, or it could be misplaced and put onto another car and off it goes to somewhere else. So make sure you get there in enough time to get to your flight, but not too early. So my next tip is to make sure that you have a luggage tag fastened to your suitcase. Make sure that you check it over and that's not going to come apart, it's not going to fall off. You want to make sure that it has your name, your telephone number, and your email address. I would avoid having your home address on the luggage tag, just in case it is found by somebody. You don't want anyone to know that you're going to be away for the next week or two. So my next tip is make sure that you remove the luggage tags from your previous flights. And so most of you will take off those big stickers, but what you may not know is that there are usually a small sticker that is put on your suitcase, and this usually is a barcode. What happens is the scanners will scan this and tell the system which conveyor belt to go on so that your suitcase goes to your final destination. If you have one of these old stickers with the old barcodes, it's quite possible that your luggage would be scanned and be sent to a previous destination, or pretty much go right back to where you started. So to avoid that, check over your luggage and make sure you remove all tags and all stickers from old flights. So my next tip is be sure that you have a TSA-approved lock on your suitcase. Whether it's built in or you invest in a separate lock, make sure that it is TSA-approved. That way, if they need to get into your suitcase, it's easy for them to just use their master key, do their search, and be done. This way, they're not pulling it aside, which can increase the risk of your suitcase being lost. So just make sure that you have the TSA-approved locks, and you should be good to go. So make sure that you don't carry any prohibited or restricted items in your checked bag. This can increase the chance of your suitcase being pulled for TSA inspection. And anytime your suitcase is pulled for inspection, it is a greater risk of it being lost or misplaced. And so things like the lithium-ion batteries, anything that has to be recharged, are restricted and should be only carried in your carry-on suitcase. So those types of things should not be carried in your checked bag. They will get pulled for inspection, and possibly your suitcase may not make it to its final destination. So check your restrictions and pack accordingly. So although putting a ribbon on your suitcase to help identify it and distinguish it from other suitcases is always a good idea. Just be careful that where you put the ribbon is not going to interfere with where the luggage tag is. So those luggage tags have to be scanned. And so if the ribbon is interfering with that scanning, there is a possibility that your suitcase can get lost or misplaced. So just make sure that you're putting it on a different handle, and that way you'll have no issues. So I have 3 bonus tips for you. These tips will help you prepare for the event that your luggage is in fact lost. So the first tip, make sure that you have an air tag. Just pop one of these into your suitcase ahead of time. Make sure your app is open and ready to locate. And if anything happens to your luggage, it will help the airline to locate your luggage faster. Tip number 2, make sure that you take a picture of your contents of your suitcase on the inside and also take a picture on the outside. This will help the airline identify your luggage a lot easier, a lot quicker, and also it will also show the condition that your suitcase was in prior to the flight in case there is any damage. Tip number 3, put a piece of paper inside one of the zipped compartments of your suitcase with your name, telephone number, address, and email address. So it does have a little bit more information than just the luggage tag, but it is secure inside in a compartment that if it is opened by TSA, the information isn't going to fall out. But if it is lost and your luggage is recovered, the information will be there. Well, thanks for joining me today. I hope you found some of this information useful, and I hope you never need to use the 3 bonus tips. Until next time, friends, happy travels.